Hello everyone, and thank you for being here today. I'm Kaylee Wetzel, a student working toward my Bachelor of Social Work degree at Liberty University. As I near the completion of my degree, I'm exploring various career paths, but two areas really stand out to me. I'm drawn to the idea of becoming a caseworker in family services, where I can support families navigating challenges. Alternatively, I'm passionate about working as a social worker in a nursing home, advocating for residents' rights and ensuring their well-being in their later years. Today I want to share my research interest, which centers on a critical issue, elder abuse. This topic resonates deeply with me because I'm committed to standing up for older adults, safeguarding their dignity, and tackling the complex dynamics of abuse. Specifically, I'm curious about one question. What makes older adults such frequent targets of financial and physical abuse? This question is important because elder abuse is not just a personal tragedy. It's a societal failure that demands our attention. To ground my research, I turned to Liberty University's Jerry Falwell's library to find credible, peer-reviewed sources, especially after losing points on a previous assignment for using non-journal sources. So let me tell you about these two journals that I found helpful. First, there's the Journal of Elder Abuse and Neglect, a peer-reviewed publication that comes out quarterly. This journal dives into the latest research, policies, and practices surrounding elder abuse and neglect. It's incredibly comprehensive, covering everything from clinical and ethical challenges to training strategies, case studies, and even book reviews. What I appreciate most is how it equips professionals with practical tools to identify and address elder abuse effectively, while also providing historical context and commentary on the issue. My second source is NCEA E-News, published by the National Center on Elder Abuse. This journal keeps readers updated on cutting-edge research, training opportunities, and best practices for preventing and responding to elder mistreatment. It's a go-to research for anyone looking to stay informed about policy developments and innovative approaches to protecting older adults. Both of these sources highlight the complexity of elder abuse. It's not just about physical harm or financial scams. It's about power imbalances, societal attitudes towards aging, and systemic gaps that leave older adults vulnerable. These journals provide a foundation for understanding the issue and inspire me to contribute to solutions through my future career. Now, let's talk about how I'd approach researching my question. I believe qualitative research is the best method for this topic. Qualitative research focuses on understanding human experiences, behaviors, and social dynamics through scientific methods. It's perfect for exploring elder abuse because it allows us to dig into the why and how behind these cases. Two qualitative methods stand out for this research. Case studies and participant observation. Case studies let us zoom in on individual stories, examining the specific circumstances of abuse in detail. For example, we might explore a single case of financial exploitation to understand the victim's vulnerabilities and the abuser's tactics. Participant observation, on the other hand, involves immersing ourselves in the environments where abuse might occur, like a nursing home or a family setting, to observe the interactions and dynamics firsthand. Together, these methods offer rich, nuanced insights that numbers alone can't provide. Qualitative research has some powerful strengths. For one, it captures detailed, vivid data by conducting an in-depth interviews or observing people in their everyday settings. We can uncover emotions, motivations, and even social factors that can drive abuse. Another strength is adaptability. If something unexpected comes up during the research, like a new theme or perspective perhaps, we can adjust our questions or focus to explore it further. This flexibility makes qualitative research dynamic and responsive. That said, qualitative research isn't perfect. One major limitation is the risk of biases. Since researchers interpret things like interview responses or observed behaviors, their personal perspectives can unintentionally shape the findings. For instance, the way a question is phrased might subtly, encourage certain answers, which could skew the results. Another challenge is that qualitative studies often involve small, specific groups. Say, a handful of residents in one nursing home. This makes it quite tricky to apply the findings for large populations or different contexts. Additionally, qualitative research can be time intensive. Building trust with participants, conducting lengthy interviews, and analyzing complex data takes significant effort. There is also the challenge of ensuring participants to make sure that they feel safe, sharing sensitive experiences, especially when discussing something as personal as abuse. These limitations don't outweigh the benefits, but they do require careful planning to address. Now, let's touch on the two key concepts in research: reliability and validity. Reliability is about consistency. Can the study methods and results be repeated under similar conditions? Validity is about accuracy. Does the research truly measure what it's supposed to? In qualitative research, validity is often a strength because the methods like interviews capture participants' lived experiences in their own words, giving us authentic insights. However, reliability can be trickier because qualitative research is so context-specific and interpretive. Getting the exact same results in a study or setting is challenging. For example, interviews with older adults in one community might yield different themes than those in another. The flexibility of qualitative designs, while a strength, can also lead to inconsistencies that impact reliability. Smaller sample sizes and subjective analysis can further raise questions about how broadly the findings apply. So how would I collect data to investigate elder abuse? Well, my preferred method is semi-structured in-depth interviews. This approach is ideal for sensitive topics like elder abuse because it combines structure with flexibility. I can prepare key questions but also adapt based on what participants share, creating a safe space for them to open up about their experiences. I'd select participants carefully, using a method called purposive sampling. This means targeting people with direct experiences of elder abuse, such as older adults who face mistreatment, as well as caregivers and health care workers or social workers who've encountered these cases in their work. By including diverse perspectives, we can get the fuller picture of the issue. The interview would take place one-on-one, either in person or through secure virtual platforms, depending on participants' comfort. With their permission, I'd audio record the conversation and transcribe them word for word. To analyze the data, I'd use content analysis, looking for recurring themes, patterns, and insights about the social or institutional factors that contribute to abuse. For example, we might find common threads like financial dependence or lack of oversight in care settings. This approach isn't without challenges. Elder abuse is deeply personal and is often a hidden issue, so recruiting participants can be difficult. Some may fear retaliation or feel ashamed to share their stories. There are also ethical considerations, like navigating mandatory reporting laws while protecting participants' confidentiality, or there's emotional distress is another concern. Talking about abuse can be upsetting, so providing support resources is essential. Finally, there's the risk of recall bias, where participants might not remember details accurately or hesitate to disclose certain information. So to address these challenges, I'd prioritize building trust with participants, ensuring informed consent, and maintaining strict ethical standards, offering access to counseling or support services would also be critical to protect a participant's well-being. And wrapping up, I believe qualitative research is the most effective way to explore why older adults are so often targeted for financial and physical abuse. Through methods like interviews, case studies, and observations, we can uncover the personal stories, power dynamics, and systemic issues at play. This approach lets us see the human side of elder abuse, the fears, vulnerabilities, and resilience of those affected. And of course, qualitative research has its hurdles. Ethical concerns, potential biases, and the challenge of applying findings to broader populations all require careful navigation. But these limitations don't diminish the value of this method. By capturing the complexity of elder abuse, qualitative research can inform better policies, practices, and advocacy efforts to protect older adults. So ultimately, my end goal is to use this research to fuel my future work as a social worker, whether I'm advocating for a nursing home residents or I'm supporting families in a crisis. Elder abuse is a call to action, and through compassionate, rigorous research, we can make a difference. Thank you so much for listening. I'd be happy to take any questions that you have.